Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Tech Tutorials 2K21, and today we'll discuss about variables concept in Python programming language. So I'll start with definition of a Python, then we'll see what are the different rules for defining a variable name in Python programming. Later I'll show you examples of declaring a variables. Then we'll continue with the initialization of a variables and how you're going to assign values to your multiple variables on a single line. And then how to print the variable values in Python programming. So let's get started. So the definition of a Python. So variable name is nothing but it's a name given to a memory location where we can store the values temporarily. So now you can see in this illustration, the variable name as num1, and here this is a memory location that is 125680 hexadecimal value, and this memory location is given with a name num1, and the value 45 is stored in this particular memory location, and it is going to be referred with your variable name num1. And I'll see what are the different rules for Python variable. So, variable name can only contain alphanumerical characters and underscore symbol. And always remember, it always starts with an alphabet only, that is a letter or an underscore only. We cannot start variable name with a numerical value. So that is the 1-2 rules. And Python is also a case sensitivity language. So it can apply the sensitivity to a variable names. Like you can see in this example, like I'm taking a variable name age in a different format. So like I'll keep every alphabet in age in small letters, and one capital with 2 small letters, and all in capital letters. Now you can pronounce these 3 combinations with the same, but it is differ from one to another because of the case sensitivity in Python. So here is some examples of variable declaration. Now you can see here in first example, the variable name starts with underscore, and it's having a combination of alphabet as well as a numerical value also. So here it is a numerical value, that is 1. Underscore num1 is a name given here. So there is no semicolons you have to provide it for variables in Python. And then these are different combinations which is a valid variable names in Python. Now you can see here I'm using an underscore, and here I'm using the alphabet along with a numerical value like this. So after declaring a variable, now it's time to initialize the values to our variables. For that, simply we can use an assignment operator is equals to, so which is used to assign some value to it. So here some examples are given, like x is assigned with 10 and num1 is assigned with 5.63214. Now you can see there is no specific data type I'm given for variables as like other programming languages like C or C++ or any other programming languages. So Python, there is no need of giving any data type before the variable name. Depends on a value you are assigned to that particular variable, it is going to be considered as that particular data type. So here in this example, in first case, I'm taking x equals to 10. Now the Python interpreter can recognize x is of type integer. So in a third example, I'm taking name equals to Devi. So here it is treated as a string. So how you're going to assign multiple values? That is, we can assign, it is a possible in Python programming. We can assign multiple variables in a single line. See, here is an example. Here you can observe that I have 3 variables, name with fruit1, fruit2, and fruit3. It is going to assign with 3 values like apple, guava, and orange. So the corresponding value is going to be assigned to the corresponding variable on its left-hand side. So whenever I'm printing these values, I can find out how it is assigned. I'll show you practically in a little bit later. So just try to understand the concept first. And in Python programming, it is also possible of extracting the values from a collection and you are going to assign to your variables. That is also possible in Python. So for collection of data in Python, we have a concept of list, tuples, dictionary, and all these things. So here I'm using tuple and list for the examples. Here you can find out class is a tuple, means you're grouping the values within a parenthesis or a bracket. Simply you can say that is a tuple. So this is a tuple representation. So I'm taking three flowers here like rose, jasmine, and sunflower. And I'm going to assign the three variables like A, B, C. So simply here I'm given my tuple name. So what is my tuple name? Flowers. So simply I'm given here. So it is extracted and it is going to be assigned to my variables A, B, C. So in the same way, this is a list representation. So simply I'm given my values in a square brackets. So that is a list representation. So this is a concept of unpacking a collection. And after assigning values, now you are going to display the variables. So for that, we can use a print function in Python programming for displaying the value of a variable. And now it is also possible in Python, we can print multiple variables in a single line by using the same print statement. So like this, see here. So here I have three variables. So I can print individually like print A, print B, and print C. And here you can observe that. So I'm printing three variables on a single line with a single print statement. So we can also use a plus operator for printing a multiple values on a single line, but simply a plus operator is used for concatenation. So it is going to be printed a value side by side without giving any space. So we'll move on to the practical session. The variable concept in practical. So I already said like we are using a Google Colab for executing this Python code. So here I'm creating a new notebook. So I already said like variables we can give a naming. We can use the combination of characters and numerical values. If you want to use, then you can use underscore symbol. So if you are violating the rules, it will show you an error. So I'll give you that things. See here, suppose if I want to create a variable 1, so simply I'm given var 1. So because this is of an online editor, it will take the time for an execution. So here I'm given like, see, now it has taken us a variable name and it is going to be assigned with some value as 10. So this is a valid variable name. Suppose if I want to give var underscore 1, 2, 3. So this is also a valid as per the rules because I'm using alphabets and I'm using an underscore symbol. I'm using a numerical values. So this is also valid. And then suppose if I start with underscore. So now you can find out. So this is also a valid. And then I'll show you the case sensitivity cases. Suppose see, now you're finding var 1 So here I'm given var1 equals to 10. And then VAR1. Now you can find VAR1, VAR1. So you can see that. And here I'm assigned with 25. So now I'm going to print the values of this var1. So now you can find out that these are two different values. It is going to be printed because these are two different variables. So even for pronouncing, both are same like var1, but it is identically different because it has a case sensitivity your Python is going to follow. So now see, so this is going to be printed two values. And I'll show you the violated cases. Suppose see if I start with my variable name with a numerical value and I'm trying to assign with some value. Now you can find out some red mark here. So I just run this. Now you'll see that error is there. So invalid syntax. So what we discussed, like variable is name. Variable name is not starts with any numerical value. It allows, it can start with underscore symbol and it can start with a alphabet. And you can use a combination of all. And I'll show you the other case, like if you are using any other symbol rather than this particular underscore, and it is also an error. See here. I think it simply make it. Yes. So it's a syntax error. It cannot assign to an operator. Okay. So this is the error cases, and we'll see how to initialize. So you already seen that how to initialize values to variables here because val1 is assigned with 10. Here is 25. So the single variable, how it is going to be assigned, you already seen here. So I'll show you the multiple variables, how you're going to assign on a single line. So we are taken the same examples which I'm given in a presentation. I'll show you that. Fruit1, comma, fruit2 is equals to, right? Suppose here I have two variables. I'm going to assign with two values like apple, comma, orange. So remember, always we have to enclose the strings in a single quotation or a double quotation. So no need of any semicolons at the end of the line. Python is not required in Python. So now you can see the fruit1, fruit2 is assigned with apple and orange. So if you want to see that, simply you can use print statement like print fruit fruit1. So it is going to display the value what is assigned in fruit1. And now you can see print of fruit2. So I just run this. Now you can identify the answer as apple and orange, right? So this is a multiple variables can be initialized on a single line, right? You can take any of our variables and you're going to assign on the right hand side with the corresponding values. So now coming to a concept of unpacking. So for that unpacking, we have to use list, tuple, or any other collections like the dictionary or something. So here I'm using, so fruits is equals to, so here I'm using a tuple concept. So here I'm going to give apple, guava, pineapple, like this. So this is my tuple. So now I'm going to assign to variables. Like I can take 3 variables and I'm going to assign the values of this particular tuple. So simply I need to give a tuple name. So fruits is my tuple name. So simply I'm giving. So now you can see the values of these variables because you need not to print tuple value because that is extracted and it is going to be assigned to a variable ABC. So simply I'm given here print A, print B, and print C. So I just run this. So now you can see ABC is going to be assigned with the values of apple, guava, and pineapple respectively. So this is how you're going to extract or unpack a collection and you're going to assign values to our variables. And then for the same example, I'll show you how we can print all these multiple variable values on a single line. Simply, we can use a print statement like print. Here I'm going to use A, comma, B, comma, C. So now you can find out that these three values is printed on a single line. Okay, apple, guava, and pineapple. So you can use a plus operator. So for printing all these values in a single line, but when you are using a plus operator, it is to be acted as a concatenation. So because of that reason, you are not finding any space between the values. See here, because all are of strings, when I'm using a plus operator, now you can see all these three are concatenated. So there is no space. So this is about today's session. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you.